reporting what appears to be a large explosion near the Fairgrounds nearby. Is that a
Hey, help me! My phone's sticking out!
Repeating at 2, at 9, at 1, squad 39, and squad 97 respond. Respond to County Fairgrounds 7701 Vine Street.
Help! Help!
Medic 90, Medic 42, Medic 60, Medic 65, Medic 55, Medic 53, Squad 105, Medic 32, Medic 66, Medic 100.
There was an explosion. It seems intentional. If you could, go ahead and notify the MCI, their inside center, and the bus company. 100 adults, 30 pediatric. We got wires across this bus right here. 100 adults. How many pediatric? About 30.
Have you red, yellow, green?
No, we're starting trios now. But we do, you see the electric on this bus, and then the grandstand says people energized. People out in the, I expect them to be energized.
Are you able to breathe better now? Are you able to breathe normally? You don't know? Okay, I'm going to mark you red. And someone will be along shortly to take care of you.
Sheriff's Office, unit.
Guys, get us called and ready to go.
Get walking back.
Okay, I'm starting to get over right here. The move people to the triage treatment area. Where is that located? Like I said,
Do the blue sign that says treatment area entrance, and then they'll be directed which treatment area to go to because we're doing a quick secondary triage. Beyond start.
If you could, make sure you advise all your
Electrical burn?
also, did you have them make sure they put the ribbons on so we can be ready for the quick triage?
Alright, we're going to need OSHA.
Go find a water.
I copy that.
Wait, you look on those questionable ballots.
Tail.
Rescue 911.
Transport operation. Good operation. We have 20 transported so far. Are you advising 20 transported so far? Clear. Are you advising it's clear for crews to go back in or taking care of it?
Heart rate 130, rest for 16. Lay your head back, sir.
I'm with you.
Information. Be advised, I do have Air Care 2 on the ground loading a patient hold right now.
Thread on the filter one. Go up there, have Ison and switch to City District 4, which he should be on. Have him put it out
to city.
Back laceration. Back laceration? Yeah. Integrating. One there, there, and there. Foxy, drive on this one. Apparently there were some children here on a school bus trip or a field trip from John Doe Elementary. School officials have been working with our officials here to get everything coordinated with family members, and we have a reunification site set up at where I told you earlier. So what we have so far is we have about 150 patients that have been treated and transported to various hospitals in the area. We enacted the MCI, the mass casualty drill, disaster drill, for the Hamilton County Disaster Network with the hospitals. And what that does, that pulls in their additional resources at all the hospitals and enables them to take on huge patient loads in the event of something like this going on. So we've been transporting all morning. Right now we have about 21 left on the scene, 21 patients still left here that we're still trying to work on getting out. Now remember when I said earlier about 150 patients that we've treated and transported, that a lot of that doesn't take into account a lot of patients that have been what we call walking wounded, that might have been injured with just some minor injuries, that have walked away from the scene, maybe got their own ride to the hospital, or we have not seen them through our own triage areas. Those numbers are expected to rise as time goes on, as the investigation continues. So that's what we have right now. We do have 3 confirmed fatalities. Don't know on ages or sex, whether they were students, whether they were adults. That information has not been released yet. We still have to notify families, the school districts involved, and we also have the federal agencies involved looking into the whole thing also.
So they were children. You have to work with the school district, they were children.
Because the bus system came from the school district, we might have teachers involved, there might be bus drivers involved. So we don't know if they are, I cannot release if they are students or if they are adults.
Any update on the 2 guys seen running before the bomb?
We have not heard that. That's all part of the investigation. I know that there's a lot of erroneous information being put out there that could have been running after the explosion. So the police and the federal agencies are all working to figure all that information out. But that will be part of their investigation.
What about that second bomb they thought they found?
Okay, about an hour or so ago, we did report that they had located a secondary device, and you might have heard about 30 minutes ago there was 2 additional explosions. They were disposing of the 2 extra devices that they found. They met criteria for being a device. Now, it still could have been debris left over from the initial explosion, but they wanted to dispose of it to double check and make sure.
And those
so
were on the buses as well?
They were in the area of the buses of where the victims are. So they're calling them suspicious devices, so they disposed of them. That's what those additional 2 explosions were. And again, as this continues, we'll get more and more agencies involved, National Transportation Safety Boards involved because of the school buses. We have the ATF, FBI, our arson investigators, explosive disposal units are all involved. They'll be coordinating information here in the next couple hours. They'll be able to get you some additional information as to maybe some of what the devices were or what the things were that they were able to dispose of there about a half hour ago.
What hospitals are the people being transported to?
The critical patients have been transported to the trauma centers. University of Cincinnati being one of the major trauma centers in the area. Children's Hospital is also a trauma center. So they saw a great influx of patients. The most critical patients are being transported to our trauma centers.
Also transported, you saw the helicopters coming in, so we did transport via air to UC, to Miami Valley up in Dayton also.
I'm hearing that there's 5 to 6 casualties at this point. Are you saying that the 3 that you're reporting were on the scene, dead on the scene, or dead on arrival?
The 3 that we have confirmed dead at the scene, I have not heard any information of any that were transported and later deceased there at the hospital.
Has everybody been accounted for?
Excuse me?
Everybody been accounted for that was on the buses?
Everyone we've been able to account for. We have been in contact with the public school district and seen their school list of the students and the teachers, and we think we have everybody accounted for.
Is this being treated as a terrorist incident?
It's being investigated, and all aspects will be considered. Anytime we have something like this, that is always a possibility. But in light of everything else, we know we consider that.